Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Twelfth Night, and today we get to hear from Viola in Act 1, Scene 2. So we haven't met her yet. So far we've only met Duke Orsino, who is in love with a woman named Olivia, who we haven't met. But Olivia is in mourning for the next 7 years for her brother and is not accepting any suitors or anything like that. So we've met Orsino and his attendants Curio and Valentine. And Orsino, when he found out that Olivia is in mourning, he got all excited because if she loved her brother that much, imagine how much more she could love an actual suitor. So he is not deterred by the fact that she is not accepting suitors at this time. So at the beginning of Act 1, Scene 2, there has just been a shipwreck. And in some productions, they put the shipwreck like at the very beginning of the play, just so that it's out of the way, because it's not in there the same way that the shipwreck in The Tempest is in there. It's not in there in the stage directions or anything like that. But we do know that there is a shipwreck because Viola and the sea captain and a bunch of other sailors are sort of washed ashore, and she starts out, she's like, where even are we? And the sea captain tells her that they're in Illyria, which is near like modern day Croatia. And she's like, oh my gosh, I hope that my brother is still safe. Do you think my brother drowned? And the sea captain's like, no, I'm pretty sure that as the ship was getting tossed about, I saw that he was able to like tie himself to a mast or a piece of wood that was still floating in the water. So he's probably okay. And she's like, I really hope so. But she's not necessarily that hopeful. So she is then trying to figure out what she's gonna do on this island in the middle of nowhere. And she's like, do you know this place? And the sea captain's like, yeah, I grew up like 3 miles that way. She's like, well, who's in charge around here? And he says, it's this Duke Orsino. And she says, I've heard that name before. Like, he was a bachelor the last time I heard of him, like my dad mentioned him or whatever. And the sea captain's like, yeah, he still is, because he's pining for Olivia, who is in mourning right now and not accepting any suitors. And Olivia's like, oh, well, maybe I could be like a servant to Olivia. And the sea captain's like, yeah, no, that's not gonna, she's not seeing anyone. And Viola says, there is a fair behavior in thee, captain, and though that nature with a beauteous wall doth oft close in pollution, yet of thee I will believe thou hast a mind that suits with this thy fair and outward character. I prithee, and I'll pay thee bounteously, conceal me what I am, and be my aid, for such disguise as haply shall become the form of my intent. I'll serve this Duke. Thou shalt present me as an eunuch to him. It may be worth thy pains, for I can sing and speak to him in many sorts of music. That will allow me very worth his service. What else mayhap to time I will commit, only shape thou thy silence to my wit. So what she's doing here is she's asking for help. She first flatters the sea captain by saying that she hopes that he's an honorable man, but then she asks him to help her disguise herself as a eunuch so that she can serve Duke Orsino instead of serving Olivia, because she needs to do something, and she figures that if she's disguised as a man, she'll be safer than if she's just a lone single woman on this island, because you know how the world works. And she's like, this may actually work out really well because I can sing, I can play instruments. You know, he may be really grateful to you for bringing me to him. And like beyond that, whatever happens, happens. I just really need you to help me and not tell anyone about this. And the sea captain's like, absolutely. Well, I'll help you. We'll keep it a secret. I won't tell anybody. My lips are sealed. Your secret is safe with me. And she's like, great. And that's the end of Act 1, Scene 2. So, wow, we're 2 scenes in. We already have this unrequited love, we have a woman in mourning, and now we've already hit the cross-dressing part of the show. People in disguise. Yeah, we're just flying through the Shakespearean tropes at this point. But that's fine, because it's Twelfth Night, or what you will. And I will see you tomorrow for more of what you will as we dig further into this lovely little comedy. I'll see you then. Mwah.